Hi, YouTube. Hey, YouTube. It's me. This is the first time I've live streamed, so I'm a little excited. I don't know if anyone's watching, but let me know if you have questions in the comments, whether you're catching the replay or catching this live. I usually go live on Facebook, but apparently I said the F word in a comment to a friend of mine, and I'm now in Facebook jail for breaching community standards. So I can't go live in my Facebook group, Simplified Happiness. And I don't know how long that will go on for. So, oops. But once I get my Restream stuff sorted out, I'll be able to broadcast across multiple channels. So feel free to pop a comment in so I know that you're there. But today I wanted to talk about journaling. So what came up in the Simplified Happiness group that I run was journaling with purpose, because there's a lot of people out there that say, you need to journal every night. And I don't know about you, but for me, at one point, I'd pick up my notebook and I'd be like, what the heck am I supposed to write? Today I did this. Today I felt like that. Didn't seem to have a purpose. Now, I know there's lots of courses and things out there that you can do if you really want to, get stuck into it. But I thought today I would share what I do. And you can see here, I do a lot of different journaling. So I like to do two types of journaling, really. And I do future journaling. So I write from the perspective of me a year in advance. Now, wrapped around that, I've done a lot of work around, stepping into my future timeline. But for those of you that haven't done any timeline work, basically it's as simple as going, what do I want my year to look like, right? So you can imagine that, but then I want you to step forward a month, 6 months, 12 months in advance and journal like you're reflecting on what's already happened. Now, I find when I do this, I get inspired ideas, I get a different perspective, because we know as humans, we're always changing, we're always growing, we're always improving. So it really is inspired journaling for me. So I like to future journal. So at the end of the year, I journaled as from the perspective of December 2020, and I was reflecting, got some really great ideas and insights and into where I wanted to go. And I just wrote without filtering. Whatever came up, I wrote it down. So this is the fun with future journaling. Don't filter it. Don't start saying to yourself, oh, that can't happen. Step into a space of intention and step into a space of possibility. What could happen if I just let whatever come out, right? So don't filter when you future journal. What I also do from a future journaling perspective is I journal. So I've journaled like I'm already in Feb 2020, reflecting on the previous month. So you can break it down to that. You can break it down to the week. You can do it like for the, 2 days gone kind of thing, whatever works for you. But that's future journaling at a very sort of basic level. And if you have questions, please post them in the comments, because I will come back and I will check. And then the other thing is reflective journaling. Actually, I think I have 3 types of journaling, really. So there's just reflective journaling. It's just like at the end of your day, you might be journaling going, how did I feel about today? What results did I create? What didn't I create? Where did I feel I dropped the ball? What could I do differently to get a better outcome? So that's reflective journaling. So that's kind of like writing a diary, really. I don't know about anyone here who was watching this, but I used to keep a diary for about 5 years. I wrote a diary every day when I was a teenager. Wow, was I messed up? I looked back on that once and just went, whew, there was a whole lot of hurt and pain in there. But that also was quite interesting. So then I can congratulate myself and celebrate how much I've grown. Anyway, I digress. So that's reflective. And even in that reflective journaling, a diary is more like just writing out what happened in your day. Reflective journaling is exploring what happened and how you showed up. and just asking yourself fun or gentle questions about how you could do it better, what could improve. And always, always, always remember when you're journaling to really feel it and celebrate it and experience the joy, and feel good about whatever you're writing. Even if you're writing about something that didn't work out, still feel good about it. Now, I want to share some journal prompts, which is the third. Why did I say two? The third way that you can get into your journaling. So I run a course called Embrace, and we look at shadow values. So what I created for the ladies in Embrace was journal prompts around each of the shadow value, so they could reflect where they were at when it came to that value and start looking for ways to move forward and improve. Now, in the journal prompts, I also combined affirmations as well that they could use to support change. So you can't see, I've got another screen open. I'm just going to pick three. So attention is one of the shadow values, because quite often we feel bad receiving attention. So we want to feel good about that, right? Because the more attention we're comfortable receiving, the more we can share our work, the more we can show up online, the more we can speak our truth with confidence, and the easier it is for us to step into our purpose. And the easier it is for us to be happy. Because if you love attention, but you've got shame, fear, guilt, or judgment wrapped around it, you're denying yourself something that you love. So you're denying yourself your happiness. I love attention, right? Look at me. I'm live streaming on YouTube for the first time. Woohoo. All right. So some journal prompts for attention. When was the first time you remembered receiving attention that felt good? Were you looking for it, or did it just happen? So what does this mean for you receiving attention now? Does receiving bad attention in the past impact how you receive it now? And what belief was formed in this moment, and what can change to allow you to receive attention so you not only feel safe, but it feels like something you want to cultivate in your daily life, right? So if you sat down and journaled on that and, pulled it apart a little bit and gone and came out with action steps of like, okay, so what do I need to do to feel safe about receiving attention? Okay, I know when I got it and it felt good. I know when I got it and it felt bad, but why am I basing all my beliefs on all this past stuff if it's not supporting me in the present? And what can I do now to feel good about receiving it, right? So you can reflect and you can get action steps out of it. Now, some affirmations, if you want some affirmations around attention, is I can attract all the positive attention that I desire. It's safe to get attention. And it's my attention. My getting attention helps other people. So that's the journal prompts and affirmations for attention. What's another one? Let's do belonging. Now, everyone thinks belonging is a good value, but if you're staying in spaces that keep you small and contracted and don't feel good, belonging is actually not a positive value. It's contracting you and keeping you small. So have you, wrong one. What is your relationship like with your family? Do you feel a part of it or disconnected? Does this impact how you relate to non-family groups? Now, the reason I ask that is because if you don't have a good relationship with your family and you're in Facebook groups, for example, and you don't feel good about relating to people, how is that impacting that? Have you transferred those feelings potentially from childhood into adulthood? So what do you need to feel or decide to feel safe to stay in places that you're celebrated and leave places you are not? Now, with a bit more context around what I teach and Embrace, that would make a little bit more sense potentially. But the affirmations are, I choose me first. I choose spaces and communities where I am celebrated. I am safe on my own while I'm surrounded with the right people. Because if you're in Facebook groups that don't celebrate you, support you, and uplift you, there's no point being in them. But I know sometimes it can be hard to leave because it feels scary going out on your own. Leave those groups that you don't feel supported. I've had some just asked a market research question in a group and got torn down and absolutely attacked by this lady. Well, she wanted to tear me down. I was just like, all right, you've obviously got some stuff around what you're writing. I just left the group because there was no support. I wasn't celebrated. I wasn't feeling happy and excited to be there, and I wasn't feeling loved. So this is part of your happiness. Why would you stay where you are not loved and celebrated online and in friendship circles and groups? So anyway, that's the belonging one. What's one more? Let's have a look. Rebelliousness. I love working with the rebellious types. I am a massive rebel. Works for me and against me. So if you're a rebel, here's some good journal prompts for you. Where in the past have you been punished for rebelling? In the rebelling, were you actually making smart choices, or was the person attempting to protect you? For you to feel comfortable to break the rules again, what do you need to see, feel, or hear? Now, I used to do a lot of just pure business coaching. Now I'm more on mindset. But what would it mean for your business outcomes if you decided to allow yourself to do something different to normal business rules? Now, affirmations. Challenging the status quo allows me and my business to find new pathways forward. I am open to new ways of doing things. Life doesn't change unless I'm willing to do new things. Right. So, excuse me, got a cough. So that's some thoughts around journaling. Let me know what you think. Post your questions in the comments. I will come back and happy to have a conversation. Feel free to share this if your network needs to know a little bit more about networking. And if you want to join my group, Simplified Happiness, just go to Facebook and search Simplified Happiness. Love to have you a part of it. We'll have more conversations like this there as well. All right. So here's to your amazing journaling, whether it's future journaling, reflective journaling, or you work with the prompts that I've given you. Let me know how you go. Journaling really can be healing, cathartic, can feel really good, and it can really set your future up and set you on the pathway to really help you align with your purpose and your vision and your mission. So, love from me, and thank you for watching my first ever YouTube live stream. I feel really excited. I'll be back definitely to do more. All right.